Welcome back to Chasing Stars. This is Sally. A machine won't function with only one material or one gear, just like a show won't be complete without every single member fully given. Today's guest has been touring nationwide so as internationally, and you might have spotted her in U.S. national tours such as Annie, Roger and Hammerstein's Cinderella, and West Side Story, but most recently in Phantom of the Opera International Tour. Right now, she's definitely ready to step on Taipei Arena, bringing Meg Giry to all the fans and audiences. Let's welcome today's guest, Hillary Reiter.
How are you holding up in quarantine?
I'm doing great. That's actually my first question. How do you do, how's your quarantine doing? What do you do to keep yourself not tired or bored?
Well, this is my second time doing quarantine. It's actually not so bad because my suitcase that I traveled here with was basically full of t-shirts, pajamas, and art supplies.
Oh.
So I've just been doing artwork, and I'm not really good at art, but it makes me happy, so I love doing it.
Speaking about art, a little bit of the gift for my guest.
Oh my god! Did you draw that?
Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna see if we can meet after the show, and I'll give you.
Oh, perfect. I love that. Thank you.
That's starting the questions a little bit from the past. Is there any specific show that inspired you to be a performer?
So musical theater in general. My first musical theater show was West Side Story. So that was after college. So I had been, doing ballet, doing contemporary dancing with companies. And I switched over to musical theater by just going to an audition in New York. And I ended up booking that job. So my first experience was, with musical theater was doing an actual job. And I fell in love. It was just such a surreal experience.
Oh my God. I feel like I'm having goosebumps when you say it. It's so exciting.
Well, yeah, what was really cool about it, I think what made it easy for me to fall in love with is that, so I'm half Latin. My mom's from Honduras. So, the people that I worked with on the show, they all spoke Spanish. So we were able to connect with each other in a different way with the culture that I'm half of. So it was just so cool.
That sounds so fun. You mentioned about your studies, learning so many type of dance. I'm not really sure because I'm not a student there, but what's your favorite type of dance? And which one do you find really struggle to learn?
Ooh, that's so hard. Well, when I went to SUNY Purchase in college, really what we concentrated on was contemporary dance and ballet. So by my third year, I concentrated a little bit more on ballet. So ballet became one of my favorites. But it's kind of between ballet and contemporary because ballet, I think, is one of the hardest. It's the base on what helps your training go further in any type of dance. So it's very technical and really difficult. But that's also why I love contemporary, is because it has a ballet aesthetic to it, but you have a little bit more of your own feel and your personality within the type of movement that you do in contemporary.
Then do you find any struggle between learning ballet and contemporary, or any other type of dance?
No. I don't find it as much of a struggle to learn. Maybe tap is really hard for me to learn. I love doing it, but I haven't done it in so long. But I think technically ballet is definitely hard. I mean, I have a hard time when I take class. There's always something to get better at. We're not all perfect. We're all really good in different steps in ballet. We're good at one thing, but maybe not as good at the other. So there's always something to work on.
Next question. Among doing West Side Story, Annie, and Roger Hammerstein's Cinderella, and right now doing Phantom of the Opera. You're like touring everywhere. How do you maintain your best? How do you maintain your best self while you travel around to make sure you're the perfect self to go on stage and ready for every performances?
So I do make sure that I take class and I stay fit, whether that be, you know, if I'm too exhausted that day to take a full hour class or an hour and a half class, I do try to make sure that I'm stretching. Mm-hmm. I make sure to eat well, drink a lot of water, and try my very best to get at least a solid good night's sleep. And if I don't get a good night's sleep, which sometimes happens because of jet lag or because of the adrenaline from, you know, the show that I just did, I usually try to take a nap in the day. I always make time for myself that I make sure that I'm getting good rest.
How's your body feeling with the jet lag? Because like from Taiwan and America, that's like a large time difference.
Yeah, it's a 13-hour time difference. So luckily, actually, being in quarantine, the first week I was actually able to just sleep whenever my body wanted me to. So this time around has actually been pretty easy. So this week, now that I'm preparing for the show, I'm like, okay, let me stay up for, you know, the time that I'd be doing the show. I'll practice singing, I'll take class at that time, so my body is adjusted to when my energy has to be up. But other times has actually been really difficult. Like it takes, usually it takes like 2 weeks for me to get over jet lag. So the first week of shows is just, it's brutal on my body.
I can only imagine. Now towards some questions about Phantom. Have you ever thought that you will be playing Meg one day when you were small, when you first watched Phantom? And what does that feel like the moment you realize that you're going to be on for this character, on for this show?
Oh my gosh, I never thought that I would be playing Meg Giry. It actually has always been a dream role of mine, along with playing Maria in West Side Story. So no, I never thought that I was going to play it. When I was younger, I watched the movie and I didn't know the characters. I was still really young. So, I didn't know the characters. I didn't know what they did. But when I was watching it with my dad, and Meg Giry was singing Where in the World. So when she sang that, I was like, Daddy, I really want to be her when I get older. So, but I never made it a task or a goal of mine. I just kind of went along with what life was bringing me. And then now here I am. When I found out that I got Meg Giry, I don't know if I can explain it in words, because it was such a surreal feeling. I felt so much pride because it was also my first principal role with singing on stage and acting and doing all of that. It was still like, it's a big role for me. So I was scared, excited, proud, and yeah, I mean, that's the best way I could describe it in words, I guess.
That's like best, that's enough. First instinct Phantom question. What's your favorite costume playing Meg Giry?
Ooh, favorite costume. You know what? The boy costume. The one that I bow in. I don't know why. I think it's so adorable. But then I could say my second favorite is my gypsy costume.
Oh my gosh.
The Don Juan costume. Yeah.
Love it. Okay. Next question. So I'm really curious because for audience who've seen the show, we can kind of like sense this like mysterious, ambiguous obsession, I called, that Meg has toward Phantom, and especially if you see the sequel Love Never Dies, she got a little over it. What do you think is the reason she's so attracted to him?
I think Meg Giry is the way that I portray her, or I think I portray her. I think she's very curious, and I don't think it's an infatuation. Like in this show, The Phantom of the Opera, I don't think it's an infatuation with him. I think it's curiosity and just an adventure to find the answer. That's kind of how I see it.
That is really cool to hear about it.
I kind of use that for myself because that's kind of how I am, is I like to have an answer for things. So if I have a question, I don't stop until I know what the answer is, and I can't sleep until I know the answer. So that's kind of how I see it with that as well.
So I was like, there's something is happening.
Yeah, that moment is it's so beautiful. And just me as an actor on stage, when that happens, I actually get really emotional. And I feel this, I can sense that some audience members are crying, or some audience members are, sitting on the edge of the seat like, okay, because some people don't know that that's the end necessarily. There might be another scene afterwards. So getting those feelings while I'm on that stage, and just sensing that, I actually get pretty emotional.
Have you ever played like in such arena, such a big place? Like, what do you expect? What do you like? Are you really excited, or what's the feeling right now?
So I've seen pictures that people have been posting, like our crew is loading in right now. So they've been posting some pictures of the empty arena, and I am just so excited. I know it's going to be a challenge. Vocally, it'll probably be a challenge. And with space and, adjusting to making sure that we fill the stage properly. But other than that, I'm just so excited to do it. It's going to be new. I've never done an arena before. So yeah, I'm just really excited.
I'm really excited to see, because it's going to be my first time seeing Phantom in that kind of big place too. I'm really excited, like, not spoil the story, but like how that huge thing.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about that. Oh, I'm so excited. Now I'm even more excited than I was just 5 minutes ago.
Well, lastly, any words toward the fan around the world that has seen you guys already, or that's already has been like Phantom of the Opera fans forever, and especially the fans and audience who's like really excited to see you guys in Taiwan?
Yeah, so my message to everybody, I think, is, especially our fans for the world tour, just thank you so much. I mean, everybody has been so supportive. This has kind of been a unique year for everybody. So those that took the extra measures to go into the theater and, check your temperature, make sure you fill out all the forms and this and that. I'm just so thankful that everybody is still dedicated and loves us so much that they're willing to take those extra measures to see us on the stage and support us emotionally, physically being there. So yeah, my biggest thank you to everybody.
Okay, here's a little bit of special. I was wondering if you will allow me to teach you a little bit, one sentence of Chinese.
I would love that. I would love it. Okay.
Okay, so last week I taught Matt, fans of Phantom of the Opera in Taiwan. I love you guys. But since we're so close to where you guys start to get into the arena, actual rehearse, and then putting up the show, I'm gonna teach you the Chinese of Taipei Arena. We are coming.
Okay.
So let's break it down. I'm gonna start it and follow me up.
Okay.
Taipei.
台北
小巨蛋.
小巨蛋
That's Taipei Arena.
台北小巨蛋
Yeah. And 我们来了.
来了
Do you want to try full sentence?
Yeah, yes. But you have to do it with me one more time.
Okay, let's rehearse again, and we can see if you can try it full sentence by yourself.
Okay. 台北
小巨蛋
小巨蛋
巨蛋我们来了
我们来了
Yeah, you got this.
Okay. 台北在巨蛋我们来了
That is perfect enough for me. That is so good.
You know, I learned a few years ago, well, not a few years ago, when I was in college, I learned a phrase, I think it's hi grandma and grandpa.
You want to say it? You want to tell me?
Yeah, I'll try. Okay. 外公外婆你们好
That is so good. That is so good. Wait, why you learn grandpa and grandma like?
Why did I learn it? I had a friend that was from China, and he was telling me about his grandparents, a unique story about them. And then I was like, oh, I want to learn something. So that's what we came up with.
That is so cool. And you like, I don't know how long before you learned this, but you still nailing it.
I know. It's almost like, yeah, it hasn't left my mind. I keep saying it.
Well, thank you so much for today joining me for like a short interview. And
yeah, thank you for having me. The questions were awesome too.
Thank you so much. I know not just me, but there's like tons of Phantoms fans here in Taiwan, and they're really excited to see you guys.
Oh, we're so excited to see everybody and perform for everybody.
Thank you so much, and have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye, Sally. Bye.